welcome back to my channel, and today I have my best in beauty for July 2017. I cannot believe July is ending and we are going into August, which means there are only 3 months till my favorite holiday, Halloween. I will definitely be doing some awesome Halloween tutorials for you guys, but today we are just going to tackle my favorites, and I also am including one disappointment to kind of, you know, we always seem to talk about things that we love and things that are favorites, and I thought that it would be a neat thing to include something that also didn't amaze me and wasn't a favorite. As always, please don't forget to like and subscribe and tap that notification bell to be notified of more videos, and let's just get into it. Now, the first item I want to talk about is actually this brush from e.l.f. This is the small tapered brush. Now, if you guys have watched my channel for any amount of time, you know that usually when I apply highlighter, I use my IT Cosmetics fan brush, but I was seeing so many people apply their highlighter with kind of this, like, I don't know, pointed dome type of brush. So I was like, let me try something a little less expensive. This is so great for applying your highlighter. It picks up the product beautifully, distributes it so nicely. It just looks so good. This brush is only $3. I got mine at Target and I have been absolutely loving this thing. It is so perfect. I also love it for setting under my eye as well. It's just such a good brush, especially for applying highlighter. Now, if we have a highlighter brush, we have to talk about some highlighter, and the first one is this highlighter palette from Lime Crime. This is the Opals one. I do have a review on the Opals and the Blossoms. I will leave that link down below, but this one is just so nice. I'll try not to blind everyone. I really love the shades, especially these two. This one is really nice as well. It is very reflective and beautiful. I just think that this palette is a really nice quality and it works super nice for fair skin. So if you have a pale complexion, I definitely recommend checking this out. I have been loving it in the hotter months because the formula is so thin. It doesn't add any, you know, layers or texture or anything nasty. It just goes on beautifully and doesn't cake up during those hot times. My next favorite is actually something that I kind of like fell in love with. I have been going through my foundations and primers and being like, okay, what am I actually using? What do I want to try out? And I had my Urban Decay Brightening and Tightening Complexion Primer Potion for the face, and also my Naked Skin foundation from Urban Decay. Now, for a while, I had kind of put this foundation on the back burner, but I have just recently brought it back into my routine, and I love these two so much. I have the shade 0.5, which is an excellent match to my skin tone, and these just work so beautifully together. What I love about the Naked Skin foundation is the fact that it is very weightless, just like it claims. It doesn't, you know, I feel like you always use the right amount, because when I use my Real Techniques complexion sponge, it just makes it all perfect and beautiful all around my face, and it is not a super heavy foundation. Even though it is medium to full coverage, in my opinion, it doesn't build up and get all cakey and feel heavy on the face. It just looks very beautiful, and it works super well with this primer. And what I like about this primer is the fact that even though it is more of like a, I'd say almost a silicone-based primer, it does not strip my skin, and it does help to kind of cover any dry patches or anything that I have like that. It is just a very good product, and both of these work beautifully together. An eyeshadow palette that I have been absolutely loving this month is the Carli Bybel Deluxe Edition palette. I do have a review on this as well if you would like to see that. I will leave it linked down below. This palette is just so good. It is so, like, foolproof. It is so easy to use. I absolutely adore all of the shades. The highlighters are bomb. They work so well together, and you're able to create these beautiful looks. And what I like about it is it has a nice range of colors where you can do something nice and natural or really glam it up. I actually love this shade right here, just all over my lid, out the door and go. These two highlighters and this one's too dark, but it is a beautiful eyeshadow. But these three are bomb and legit. These two are nice too. Not my favorite, but they are a wonderful highlighter. This palette on a whole is just a really good quality product. The shadows feel like high end. They blend effortlessly, and I have been 100% pleased with every single look that I have done with this palette, and the packaging is just absolutely beautiful. This one has been used and abused all this month. Now, a face palette that I have been using a lot with the Carli Bybel palette is the Lorac Beauty and the Beast's Cheek palette. This is just so beautiful. The blushes, first off, work beautiful with like the rosy mauve tones with the Carli Bybel palette. So I've been like loving those two together. But this is just so stinking good. The quality of these blushes is phenomenal. I absolutely adore Lorac's face palettes, whether they're limited edition or permanent or whatever. I always buy them. The highlight is absolutely beautiful, and just everything about this palette is so good. It is still available, and if you've been thinking about picking something up from the collection, I definitely recommend picking this up because it is, you can just use it. I mean, I love it when there is a limited edition product that is so user-friendly. The blushes feel like silk. This is See Beyond right here. It's just so beautiful. I mean, come on. We have Rose, obviously. Look how beautiful. These just look so gorgeous on. The quality, the pigmentation, the wearability, everything is wonderful. I love this, and I've been using the heck out of it this month. It's just so good. And two other palettes that have been in my July rotation are the Sephora Illuminate palette and the Blush and Contour palette. These I feel are really good for the price. They are $28 on Sephora's site. What I like about the highlighter palette is that you do get a wide selection of colors, but also you get a selection of shimmers, meaning not all of them are the same intensity. A lot of them, like, they have a couple really intense shades and some nicer subtle shades. They can all be built up for some crazy pigmentation, but what I like is how user-friendly and the fact that you do have those different finishes where you can be like, oh, okay, I have different colors and different intensities all in the same palette, and I have been loving that about this, and I've been reaching for it a lot. These three, everything except this really dark one I have been using the heck out of, and it is such a good palette. And in the same vein, we have the Blush and Contour. This is so nice. And once again, like the highlighter palette, it is so user-friendly because you get a beautiful variety of colors in here, a variety of finishes. You've got two matte, two really illuminating ones, and kind of a just like demi-matte with some shimmer thrown in there. They wear beautifully. These two shades right here, very soft and beautiful. I mean, look at that. They're so pretty. I've just been reaching for this palette a lot. Same with the Lorac Beauty and the Beast. Whenever I do my makeup, I feel like I'm just grabbing one of these or both and just taking them into the bathroom with me, and that's kind of where they've been living because that's where I do my makeup, and I'm just like, well, I have all the blushes I could possibly need in these two palettes, and it's just so nice. It's really nice quality. I love how easily these blend on my skin. Sometimes my blush can look a little streaky because, I mean, I'm not the best at blending, but these ones almost seem to blend themselves. They're very effortless and they look beautiful on the skin. Two palettes that you might be a little surprised that I have in my monthly favorites, because I did kind of a not so impressed review on them. I will leave that link down below. But that is the two Juvia's Place palettes that I got. My initial, I guess, review wasn't very favorable because I found that compared to other people's swatches and other people's reviews, they weren't as phenomenal and didn't really like blow me away as much as I thought they would. However, that being said, these are really nice palettes. And a video like this is just talking about stuff we've been really enjoying in using. It doesn't have to be the most end-all, be-all thing ever, but I really have been enjoying using these, especially in the hotter summery months, because the colors I feel just kind of speak to that. I do have this Sokoto all over my lid from this palette, and then from the Masquerade Mini I have this really pretty green on the inner and all around there. So I have really been enjoying using these palettes. I think they are really nice. You do kind of have to learn how to work with them. For example, the shimmers, this is the Saharan and this is the Masquerade Mini. Don't know if I said that, but the shimmers, you do kind of have to have a flatter synthetic brush to really be able to pick them up and pack on that opacity, if that's even a word. But the end result does look very beautiful. So I have been enjoying these and have been pulling them out more than a bunch of my other palettes because I do want to, you know, make these work, and I did buy them, so I want to use them. I must say I do love these two shades right here and this blue, both of these blues actually. This row right here is phenomenal. So they are really nice and I have been enjoying using them. These might end up being a product that I completely change my mind on. If you guys are interested in seeing a video of products that I changed my mind about, whether it's something I loved that I don't like or something that I don't like that I love now, let me know down in the comments below and I'd be happy to do that for you. And of course, it's not a video with me if we don't talk about a crap ton of highlighters, and I have some ones from Makeup Revolution that have been really making the rounds this month, and these are their Skin Kiss highlighters. These are $7 at Ulta, and they're freaking huge. They're like Jeffree Star size. All of these are so good, and what I love about them is that, let's see here, this is Ice Kiss, which is kind of a white gold, and then we have Peach Kiss, peach, and then we have Golden Kiss. And what I love about these is even the Peach Kiss and the Gold Kiss, you know, they look nice or whatever. They work on my complexion. Sometimes golden highlighters can skew a little too gold, and so they look really on my fair complexion, but these are just so perfect. They like melt into my skin and work beautifully with my complexion. If you are fair and you love these kind of tones, but you have a hard time finding one that works for your skin tone, I definitely recommend checking these out. They are absolutely beautiful. This is Golden Kiss right here. Ooh, she's so pretty. And then Peach Kiss, which is probably my second favorite just because it's so beautiful. It has that gorgeous peachy tone to it, but it doesn't look like I have a streak of bronzy peach across my cheek. And then Ice Kiss, which is my favorite because this is the kind of highlighter color I go for. There she is at the bottom. These are just really good, nice quality. You get a lot of product and they're not very expensive at all. I have been loving these because I like kind of a warmer highlighter during these summer months, and these really fit the bill. And last but not least, we have to talk about my disappointment, and that is going to be the Lime Crime Highlight Palette in Blossoms. Now, there are two reasons why this one is a disappointment. One is probably my own fault, but when you look on the back and you see the shades, you're like, oh, those look really pretty. And on the site, they look a lot lighter than they are in real life. I did do a review on this as well with the other palette, and I was like, in what life are these highlighters for my skin tone? But That being said, usually even if I have a highlighter that's too dark for me, I come up with something for it. The problem I have with these is the formula of these is nowhere near as good as the Opals one that we talked about earlier. These ones, they're just a lot stiffer. They don't pick up as well. They look beautiful on finger swatches, but when you're trying to use either this brush or my fan brush, they just don't do as well. This one is very sparse. You have to work exceptionally hard to get any kind of pigmentation on that pink shade in the middle. This one I think is the best out of the bunch of this whole palette. It is very pigmented and I need to start using this one as a blush or a blush topper, but the shade that I wanted to work the most for me doesn't work at all. The formulation just isn't anywhere near as good as the other one. The color selection was very disappointing compared to online, and that is why this one has been a dud this month. Well, there is the end of my monthly favorite slash best in beauty. Let me know if you guys like the idea of me including one or two not so favorite products in this so that I can know to keep doing that. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys, and as always, keep it real. Mwah.